Right, you guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Mike's, okay? Make sure. If you don't subscribe to Mike, you're gonna have a fat forehead and a big hairline.
Boom, I'm with the guy Max inside. Subscribe to him, make sure you do still. Best content coming out. You know how it is.
Hello and welcome back to another video, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're liking the video and subscribing. And yeah, I've still got a headache, to be honest with you. I've still got a headache. It's beaten off, but content doesn't stop. I'm getting there, back to my best, hopefully. Back to normal very soon. But yeah, I'm trying to provide. I'm still trying to provide as much as I can. Yeah, it is what it is. But listen, West Ham United, yeah. Let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. The Callum Wilson news, the Harvey Elliott lack of bid, the lack of bid for Tyler Morton, the lack of bid towards Mateus Fernandes, Mads Hermansen, again and Alvarez, and Ward Prowse, and Rodriguez, and even Emerson all still being here. Mavropanos is still here. There's a lot of players that are still here that should either want to go, should be sold, or coming to the end of their West Ham United career that are still here, unfortunately. Everyone is still here. Everyone. Everyone's still here. But also, West Ham are buying on a cheap. West Ham are buying on a cheap. What West Ham are doing is, we're Klarna FC. We're buying in installments. Or, well, everyone buys in installments, but you know what I mean. We're trying to cheapen every deal because it's David Sullivan in charge. And listen, as a fellow midget myself, I understand the way David Sullivan is thinking. As a small person myself, like David Sullivan, I know how small people work with money. Small people are stingy with money. The reason why this is because as a small person, you have to look at other options to make yourself happy. You either go to the gym, when you have the money, you don't spend it, you save it, or you go and spend it to, for happiness. You go and drink alcohol, take drugs, whatever it may be. I know how midgets think. And with David Sullivan, what he's doing is to compensate for his height. He is making sure he has the money left to make him feel better in his life. Because no sane man is negotiating for Harvey Elliott and then going with a loan to buy option. They try to peddle out that we're not going after people because of the whole Paquetá situation, which is apparently there's going to be a not guilty verdict today. That's what's going to happen. Even though I've been saying this whole time that he's not going to be guilty. Even though I did make a joke about him being guilty. In all seriousness, I never thought the guy was going to be guilty because the actual allegations were stupid anyway. But that shouldn't be affecting the midfield signings. We already know West Ham like Harvey Elliott. We already know West Ham like Mads Hermansen. We already know West Ham like Tyler Morton. We already know West Ham like Keenan Dewsbury Hall. But are West Ham going to actually do anything about it? No. Of course they're not. The signings of Malik Diouf and Kyle Walker-Peters, they're good, but they're not going to, make up for the fact that we need so many other players in different other positions. We need so many other players in different other positions. And I've been saying it especially from the perspective of the midfielders. Name me a midfielder that is actually good enough to take this club to the next level and to the level to maintain that level. I don't think we have one. I think Paquetá's the only one that can pass a ball. And even then, he doesn't do it consistently. So that midfield needs rejigging. We don't have a Kudus replacement. Regardless of what you think of it, we need a replacement for numbers, for the sake of numbers. We don't have many attackers as it is. Somerville is still injured. We're going into the summer series. I said I wanted 3 signings before the summer series. We've got 2. And one of them was on a free. So does that even really count? Not really. And there's also fullback depth. We needed fullback depth, but we need more players on top of that. We need a starting goalkeeper. We need the fact that we're going into the season with these centre backs. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. It's not. Tadibo, I believe in. At times, I believe in Kilman. Again, Mavropanos, I don't believe in. I'm sorry, I know people keep talking about Aged and all this, like, oh, Aged could revive his career with Potter. Aged can do this. Aged can do. Aged takes too many touches on the ball and kicks the ball out of play. Aged is not strong in the air. Aged is not strong in general. Very weak for a centre back. Don't know how many times. I don't know, how many times does he have to make a mistake for people to be like, you know what? Maybe he's not the player that I thought he was. And everything is dependent on sales, even though they've just peddled out there that before the Kudus thing, we couldn't sign anyone. We sold Kudus. The only player we've actually bought for money is Malik Diouf. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. And I'm not a cuck, so I'm not supporting no Callum Wilson signing. Supporting the Callum Wilson signing is a product of supporting David Sullivan. It's a product of supporting David Sullivan. Because at least with the Walker Peters deal, I believe Potter was somewhat convinced. He didn't want him originally, but he was somewhat convinced. With Wilson, he doesn't want him. He didn't even want another attacker. You've got to let the managers die on what they want. You have to. Because then there's no excuses. And to be honest, there's no excuses anyway for any manager that jumps into a football club that agrees to sign a contract because you knew what you were getting yourself into, as I've been saying before. But come on. Let's be real here. Let's be real. I don't even have the energy anymore, you know. I've got a headache. I should be in Spain. I'm not in the mood to be talking about West Ham, to be honest with you. But come on. We could do so much more. Your strikers cannot be Nicholas Fulkirk and Callum Marshall. And I get if Callum Marshall does well in the summer series, he could be part of the squad. In my opinion, that's the way I see it because you're coming up against Premier League opponents. But don't think that's enough. Unless Callum Marshall turns into some, unless he scores like 10, if he was starting regularly and start scoring 10 goals, then fair play to the guy. But I'm not going to pin that expectation on him. I don't think it's fair to pin any form of expectation on the guy straight away. He was on loan at Huddersfield, did really well, but it's a big jump. George Earthy's injured, so he's not going to be able to make it, neither is Somerville. But they are options next season, cool. But we still need more. We still need more. I do think we can trust in some of the youth. It's going to be interesting to see how many youth players actually play against Manchester United on the Sunday midnight game. But we will see. We will see because this is the thing when it comes to us, yeah. We always like trusting the youth, trusting the youth, trusting the youth until it actually comes down to the fact that we don't actually trust the youth in the first place because we end up buying someone as a senior player. I think Freddie Pottsville and Ollie Scars are definitely that we can say they're definitely getting their chances, but everyone else is like it's very up in the air. I'm not saying West Ham have to trust youth for the sake of it, but trusting the youth is good for us, but it's also good for David Sullivan. Klarna FC is back. It's back, people. It's back. This is what happens when the whole regime is run by David Sullivan. Because let's not even act like we've got a manager that even wants to take control of the transfers in the first place. The reason why it was different under Moyes is because he wanted what he got. The guy himself likes to take over transfers. Then he wanted directors of football. Then we got directors of football. Then he didn't like the directors of football. But to be fair, the second director of football was to change the direction of the club. It wasn't to do with David Moyes. So we knew he didn't want him in the first place. He was on 1 year left and we weren't going to sack him because we want to release on a cheap. Cheap, cheap, cheap. That's all we hear when it comes to this club. That's all we hear. It's upsetting and it doesn't set up for a good season. I'm very like, in a couple weeks, I'm probably going to do my Premier League predictions. Honestly, it's not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good look. It'll be so real. We might not get relegated, but anything above 14th, I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised. We might not get relegated just due to the coaching, if the coaching is good enough. But we can't rely on just coach. Don't get me wrong, coaching is very important. I just want to coach. I just want someone that can coach players. Coach players, whatever system you play. But you've got to give the coach something. Let's hope Malik Diouf is some oracle, bro. Let's hope Kyle Walker-Peters can turn up when he has to. Because it's not looking good right now. Let's hope the youth turn into prime La Masia or whatever the fucking Man United players. When they had Beckham and Neville and Giggs or whatever, when they turned up. Let's hope that West Ham turned into something like that. Because otherwise it's a long day. It's a long day. Look at the options we have in each position. Even the players we were planning to sell, like an Emerson, Rodriguez, Alvarez, whoever. No one wants these players. No one wants Aged. Like, Aged is always linked with a move away, but that's agent talk, clearly. Because you can't just keep being linked to everyone and then not being bought. The only player we sold is Kudus. Everyone else we've released on a free. And we're about to get Callum Wilson if Saudi doesn't come in. I'm not supporting Callum Wilson. No one can force me to support Callum Wilson. I will not support the guy. You're going to get booed and berated from me, my friend. Make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe if you're new. Social media is in the description if you want to follow me and email for the inquiries. I'll see you guys later. Take care.